Hey, so it's been a while since I've made any content. It's kind of difficult for me to decide how to tackle this. It's pretty overwhelming, and also I've got a full-time job, got life stuff going on, so it's been a busy couple months, but I have been going through it on a small scale. Basically, there's a card show in town that happens every month or so. And I've been preparing a couple of tubs of stuff each time that card show comes around, and taking that. And right now I've been selling straight to vendors. It's a little bit easier than vending myself. If I'm gonna vend myself, I've got to negotiate a lot and price everything out. Whereas when I sell to a vendor, I can just go to them, say, "Are you interested in buying sealed product?" They say yes or no. If it's a yes, I show them what I have. I tell them what percentages I'm looking for. Typically for larger products, like more expensive products, I go for 85%. That would also include cheaper products, but they have like highly sought after packs, like Evolving Skies, that type of thing. I try to get 85% for those because one, they're going to sell really fast for the vendor, and two, they're highly sought after, so people are willing to pay more for them. Pretty much everything else I shoot for 80% on. If something has like a tear in the plastic or something, obviously I'll go lower than that, but my range I'm looking for when selling to another vendor is 80 to 85%, depending on the product. So I've done that a few times now, been very successful. I've made some relationships with some vendors that are regularly at the card show, so I've got a couple people that I go to every time because I know that they're going to want to make deals on certain things. But yeah, so as of right now, it's pretty small scale. I figured I'm prepping stuff for that show right now. I went yesterday and sold some stuff. I'm thinking about going again today. So I've got to revamp or refill my tubs if I'm going to try to sell stuff. So I thought I'll show you kind of the process I go through. Right now, I'm trying to go through all the things that I have duplicates of and sell those first. That's kind of my goal, because ultimately there are going to be parts of the collection that I want to keep, and I want to whittle down on all the duplicate items first, and then I can kind of look at what I've got and decide which pieces I want to keep. Things that I'll probably keep, I have a Pokemon Center ETB from all of Scarlet and Violet, and as of right now, all of Mega Evolutions. Hopefully I'll be able to keep that going for Mega. Chaos Rising pre-orders for Pokemon Center should go up next week, hopefully. So fingers crossed on that one. I have a booster box, at least one booster box from each Sword and Shield set. I have a booster box from all of Scarlet and Violet except for Destined Rivals. I could easily trade product for that or just buy one, but I'm hoping they'll do a reprint or something of it and the price will drop on it and I can scoop one up. So I'll probably keep the booster boxes. If I can't get my hands on a Destined Rivals, I'll probably just hold the rest of Scarlet and Violet to sell when I feel like doing that. It probably won't be a sale I'll do soon. And then I like specialty products, so UPCs, super premium collections, unique products like figure collections. I like those a lot. And then an example of one would be like the Squish. I can't remember what it's called. The Squishy. It basically has these little foam figures of like Celebi and Mew and stuff. It was a Sword and Shield product. I've got a couple of those, so I might keep one. But yeah, so for now I'll be pulling out tubs, and then I will be going through them and trying to decide what's in a price range that I'm interested in selling at this moment. Some things are going to be low to the point where I think they'll go up in value and I'll hold on to them for a little while longer. But ultimately it's all going to go. I mean, I will have made a profit on any of it if I sell it, pretty much. There's only a few items that either the price is the same as where I bought it a long time ago or it's a little lower. One example of something. Here we go. So this is an example of a product that I got back when I got this. This is a tin, a Copper Raja V tin. It's back from Sword and Shield era, obviously. When I bought these, it was after they had stopped being printed, and I was in this compulsive collecting stage where I just wanted like one of every Sword and Shield product sealed, pretty much, outside of like Pokemon Center ETBs. So I paid way too much for this, a couple of these, just to complete it, thinking eventually they'd go up, but the pack selection in here is awful. I'm pretty sure it's just like Rebel Clash base set, maybe, Sword and Shield. I don't even think there's any Sun and Moon, which would make it more expensive. If there is Sun and Moon, it's probably Sun and Moon base set, which is not helpful. So, not a great product. I probably paid like 50 bucks for a tin, and it's probably worth like 20 something or something like that. So it's not that important to me to get rid of it. It's not taking up a ton of space, so I'll just hold on to those. Maybe eventually they'll be worth more. If not, at some point I'll either rip them open just to do it, or maybe my kids will rip it or something. So that's an example of a product that, you know, one of the few things that I just kind of bought because I was being crazy and wasn't really like a solid investment decision. I guess I can show you another example of something that I'm very in the green on. This is a Gengar EX, capital EX, not modern EX. Gengar EX box. It's got Sun and Moon base, evolutions, and 2 Steam Siege, apparently. No, Primal Clash and Steam Siege. But this is a very, very like rare and collectible and sought after product. I got this for $50, I believe, and it is now selling for $400. So pretty good on this one. I've also opened one of these because when I started collecting, I started in Fusion Strike. You know, I collected as a kid, but came back in Fusion Strike, and I was crazy with big boy money and no self-control, and was like, I want to catch up on all of Sword and Shield. So I bought like 2 of every product they printed, and opened one and kept one sealed. But then I'm a Gengar enjoyer, so when I saw this product, I really wanted it. Wanted the promo, wanted the big card. So I got one for myself also, and then got one to keep sealed as well. So this one, it's already up so high, I'm really tempted to sell it. But to be honest, I think it might just keep going because Gengar. So I'll hold on to it for a little longer. I haven't really decided on a price point that I want to bail on. Again, I've opened it before, so I'm not like super attached to it. It's a good looking box, but it's not something that I would display, I don't think. So, and the rest of this, we've got a couple of Shroud of Fable booster bundles. I've sold those, a couple of those. I got these at Worlds last year in the Pokemon Center. I'm just going to hold on to them for now because they're not super high. I've got a bunch of these tins. Not necessarily this one specifically, but I have like one of every tin that was printed, at least one of every tin that was printed in Sword and Shield. So those are going to go eventually. I've got to look up the prices on all of them to know, you know, where we're at. But these are the Gengar and Pikachu deck boxes. They're like shaped like Gengar and Pikachu. They're really cool. I just got an extra pair just because I like them. So if the ones I have get worn out, I have backups. And then we've got some Mega Evolution ETBs, and then the other tins that go with Copperajah. So we got the Poltegeist, and that's another Copperajah. So Poltegeist and Toxtricity V. And then we've got another Copperajah. So those were the Copperajah, Poltegeist, and Toxtricity were all released together. They're the same tin. So yeah, that's an example of one of my subs.